Hello, it's the Coaster Craze, and in my latest coaster review, I'll be reviewing the only dive coaster I've ridden, Sheikra, at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. So, let's get right into it with my first category, statistics. So, I'm going to be giving Sheikra a pretty solid score, a 4 out of 5. So the height, 200 feet, is great. The speed, 70 miles per hour, is also great. And the drops, there's 2 straight down drops. That's really impressive. But there's only one inversion, and even though the length isn't terrible, at a little over 3,000 feet, it goes so fast, so the ride is over really quickly. That's why lots of people call these coasters one-trick ponies. I thought it was a great ride overall, but it needs to be a little bit longer in my opinion, so I have to take off a point for that. Next up is theming and scenery, and Sheikra really doesn't have much theming. Like, it's themed to like this type of like African bird that takes a dive, which is very fitting because it's a dive coaster, and it has that cool African signage. But that's about it. Like, there's not much theming. The scenery is great, as you can see Tampa as you're going up the lift hill, and it kind of takes place in what looks a little bit like a jungle. And the splashdown is just a very scenic moment, but overall I'm just gonna give it a 1 out of 5. There's really nothing wrong with the restraints and smoothness for Sheikra, so I'll give it a perfect 5 out of 5. This ride is butter smooth, which is great for re-rideability. This is an insanely re-rideable ride, and the restraints, like, they're over the shoulder, but there's no airtime, so there's no need for them to not be. And they're, unlike Valravin, they're the ones that kind of let you like hang a little bit on that drop, and that was one of the main criticisms for Valravin, but this does it very well. Sheikra kind of has the standard dive coaster layout, where there's like the big drop, then like an inversion, a bank turn into a second drop, and into like a splashdown. So there's not a ton of elements here. Like, it's a one-trick pony. The trick is great, but there's really just the 2 big drops and an inversion, so I can't give it anything higher than a 3 out of 5. Sheikra has some intense moments. Like, the drop is pretty daunting just staring down at it, and the one version does deliver some forces, but overall, the ride is just so huge and spread out that it's not crazy intense, but it still has some huge height and speed, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. But it's nowhere near intensity of some other coasters at the park, like Montu or Kumba, which really just have compact and tight forces, while this one's just the more spread out and enjoyable layout. So overall for Sheikra, yes, it's short, but I don't think it's a one-trick pony. There has that great drop, which is scary and just awesome, hanging down from it. Then that inversion delivers wonderful hang time, and the second drop is really fun and just has a great head chopper. This coaster is not like superb or anything, but it delivers a great re-rideable rush, which is awesome. And though coaster enthusiasts always just say, oh yeah, it's just a GP magnet, I think it's a little underrated for them, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 overall. This is an excellent roller coaster. No, it's not one of my very favorites, but it delivers a really just a fun ride. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of Sheikra at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. Comment down below other coasters you want me to review next. See you guys later from the Coaster Craze. Bye.